Welcome back to Blastaway.eu, and this is my black Super Stryfe. Super actually just refers to the internal modifications of the Stryfe, which in this case are like the removal of the internal locks and the additional battery tray. This setup was actually my first mod or integration, and it consists of like the Stryfe and the Strongarm master key. Basically what I did was cut down the handle of the Strongarm and bolted it underneath the retaliator barrel. And this one is actually the second time I did this modification. So I used like this wooden bar as a spacer and like bolts or like screws on each side. And here's a picture from my Twitter account which shows like the comparison between my first try and the second version of the Super Stryfe. And as you can hopefully see, there's a big difference in cleanliness. The Strongarm is put on a permanent slamfire by zip tying down the trigger. And if you've ever tried to use an integrated Strongarm in this upside down setup, you might have noticed that the slamfire isn't consistent. And what you have to do is to modify the catch of the Strongarm. And here's a little picture from my Twitter account again. And what you see here is basically that you have to add a little epoxy putty or like something else to change like the guidance of the plunger rod of the Strongarm, and which helps it to engage or disengage the whole system more easily. I really don't know how to explain it, but if you open it up, you might like get the idea. The downside of like modifying the catch is that you can't use like the single fire mode anymore. So it makes more sense to modify the catch if you like kind of get rid of the whole trigger system here. In other words, if you modify the catch to have like a more consistent slam fire, this whole trigger thing is just useless. So this whole build was actually a present for a friend of mine, and I made this thing last year, but I was able like to borrow it from him to make this video. And I also took the chance to do some updates to it, which is basically the stock, which wasn't there before, and this little iron sight here, which I made from like this piece of PVC holder or clamp, I don't know what's it called. And what I do is I just use a screw and just screw it on top of the Stryfe or shell. So if you play a lot, you might have noticed that using those fancy sights just makes no real sense, because they're not really usable, and they just limit your like overall sight of like your surroundings. And but these iron sights here, I think they're kind of cool, and they add to the overall appearance of blasters, especially like bulky ones. And this is really my go-to, let's say, element for like future modifications. The other thing you might come across when you try this modification is that when you put on a retaliator barrel onto a Stryfe, it usually wobbles a little bit because there's a tiny gap between these two parts. So what I did is I padded it in some way, just using a little bit of styrene foam, glued it on at these two spots, and like just sanded them down so it can like slide on like easily, and now it just, you know, won't come off anymore. The battery tray holds an extra 3 AA's, which sums up to 10.5 volts, and yeah, that's how it sounds. That's it for the overview, and I really recommend this setup like for you to try as a beginner, because it involves some cutting and like integrating two parts together, which are basic elements for any more advanced integrations or modifications. So don't forget to subscribe, and I see you next time.